work's very much about coming into a space, into a location, and creating a work that's absolutely unique to that place. This is environmental art. It's about a visual experience of place, but in a way it's much more a language of connection. And we remember that we are nature too. We are the landscape. There's nothing to sell, to buy, to trade. This is all about spending time in the landscape, creating something that's then left and given back to the landscape. Well, my plan is, I've been very lucky to be accepted to Sculpture by the Sea, Aarhus, Denmark. Very excited about that, and gives me a potential to really make a big scale work of quality for that exhibition. I've also been accepted to Nomadic Village, which has a group of 25 international artists travelling from Bulgaria through Romania and up to Austria. I really want to go to Europe because it's one of the homes of environmental art. And it started there in the late 1960s. It will be interesting to see how they relate with my work. And I just love the idea of being exposed to more artists and different artists and artists that are working in a similar vein to me. And I really feel that Europe will provide opportunities both for exhibitions over there, but then also raising my profile so when I come back to Australia, there'll be more exhibitions and hopefully more workshops and more opportunities. I got money for me to go, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to crowdfund to help support everyone to come. I really need the money to support the children's travel. I need them to come with me. They're both young and we're really a very close family. We've travelled before just recently around Australia, and to be part of the exhibitions like they have been already. I would not be the artist I am today without my husband. And now obviously with 2 children, he is even more invaluable. I tend towards being a bit more shy, and this is actually quite a big deal for me to undertake this crowdfunding. And I feel I'm doing it, yes, for the financial side, but I'm also aware that in the global world and the online world, that it's actually a really good way for me to connect with people and to share myself a bit more. So I'll be writing a journal, and so people will actually get to share in the story. This work in particular is about the Marri forest, which is a forest that grows down in the southwest of Western Australia. And this funny little nut called the honky nut is something that litters people's driveways and our homes and all over, and most West Australians know this little nut. And I wanted to make a work that celebrates the Marri tree. One of the really important aspects of the work has obviously been the collecting of the nuts. One of the things that I really love about it is that the nuts have all come from the trees after the birds have sat and taken the seeds out, which are really quite large. And there really are different markings depending on the different birds. And one of the things I really love about it is I would look out in my own environment and around Margaret River, and if I hear the cockatoos, I go off and look to see where they've been, and sure enough there'll be big piles of nuts at the base of the tree. And I love it because I feel like I'm actually in harmony with the birds. And it's also a way for us to get to know what local birds are around, and particularly with the different cockatoos, because some of them are becoming extinct. The red-tails are threatened, and it's a good way for us to investigate and to see, what birds are around. And I love it because there's so many different shapes and sizes and markings on what you would think is just your average honky nut. Yeah, so these were actually from a place in Coramup, and these are actually some of the biggest honky nuts that I've been able to find in the area. And the Carnaby whitetails were just leaving as I arrived, and the whole area was just littered with hundreds of them, and I was able to fill up 3 or 4 really large bags just with this one nut. So these got really fantastic markings, and you can see this is where the cockatoos are actually holding it, and these are being ripped off by they've got a short bill, and that means they can't quite reach inside, so they've got to like really pull that all off. Whereas some of them, like these, aren't pulled off quite so much because they're the long-billed white cockatoos and they're able to get all the way in to collect the seeds. And you wouldn't quite believe just how big the seeds are. It's amazing, isn't it? I was so shocked when I saw how big the seed was, and then it made so much sense why the birds just absolutely love them. And I was also thinking as well, I haven't actually collected these all by myself. Other people from the community have come and dropped these nuts off. And I think that's a really beautiful aspect of the work.